Hi there, and welcome to Number One Geek, looking here at Rimworld, a game by Ludeon Studios, which is basically a guy called Tynan Sylvester. Sorry, Tynan, if that's not the way your name is pronounced. Now, Tynan is a person who works on the Bioshock games, the DLC for the PS3, and Bioshock Infinite, which is good stuff. And according to his little webpage, Rimworld started off as a game called Starship Architects, and it grew up from there to build up to version A17, which is a game on Steam and that you can buy. I strongly suggest you do, because I thoroughly enjoy it. But I've got a few friends who've asked me, well, what's this Rimworld all about? And I thought the only way that I can really show you is to actually show you. So for all my friends who've said, well, how do you play it and so forth, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the tutorial on Rimworld, just to show how the game works and all the different bits and pieces. So it gives you a little bit of a taster of how the game puts together and gives you an idea of whether you want to put the money towards it. Once again, I say I strongly recommend you do. I do thoroughly enjoy this game. But I will throw a few tips and tricks in as well from the games that I've been playing. I've done a couple, so this is the first time that I'm bringing this to you live, though. Well, when I say live, I say I'm doing it live, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Alright, so we'll go on the tutorial. So, first things first. Welcome to Rimworld. This tutorial will teach you how to play the game. The first step is to generate a world to play in. This page configures how your world should be generated. The default settings here are good. Go ahead and click generate. Now, of course, you can do that, but this is me we're talking about. So let's type in Number One Geek as the seed, and we'll go with that. So obviously it will generate the world, and I'll probably end up putting in a pause and cut straight through to the part where the generating has stopped, because this does take a little bit of time. And there we go. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. So obviously the world's 30% of the area. If you move the area around, you'll see that it's not really that much there. But that just makes things simpler for the game. You can obviously do it 100%. It takes a bit more time. So what we want to do here we choose your landing site. There are lots of biomes, but for now let's start with a friendly one. Click on a landing site with a temperate forest biome and flat terrain and click next. You can use the terrain tab to view the information about the selected area. So it's temperate forest, tropical rainforest, desert. Obviously up the top here you've got your ice sheet, extreme desert, tropical rainforest, boreal forest. Lovely. So what we're looking for here is we want a temperate forest and flat terrain. So we can click on the terrain tab. That's mountainous. Okay, so we've got granite, limestone and slate. Average temperature is 6-7 degrees, -6 summer temperature 20 degrees. That's actually quite good. You can get ridiculously hot and ridiculously cold in certain areas. For instance, if we go up to the top here, you've got winter temperature is -54, with the average temperature you mean -28.4, and the summer temperature being a whopping -2.7. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways that so we can go here. But let's see if we can find somewhere that's back to where we were looking. Oh, terrain impassable, mountainous, small hills. We're looking flat, aren't we? There we go, flat. There we go, that'll do. So we'll go to next. Okay, now the next thing we have are our characters. Now we can do this all day. Now the interesting part is that usually you don't understand how the game works. Now you can try randomising a character with the randomise button, which is this button here, and what that'll do, that will change all the different traits on here. Now the important thing is that you want to try and get a character with the highest stats possible, as well as the best traits possible to help yourself out. There are some traits that you should really seriously avoid. Okay. Now, the problem with this one is she's 81. She's got dementia. She's got a frostbite scar, so she's pretty much going to be useless. She'll be dead within a few years. So usually what happens is the older that they are, the more ability they have. We have here with traits of cannibal, gay, and slowpoke. We have a gay cannibal. Is there a guy in there? Is it a guy? I can't remember. One of them, Bundy. So we don't really want a cannibal on our side. So we've got slowpoke, greedy, and optimist. Now optimist is quite good. If you want to have a look at the different traits, they'll tell you what they do. But he's not really that great at anything. So let's randomise again. Fast walker, careful shooter. Right, so he's more accurate but shoots left often. But he's got 0 at shooting. He's more of a melee monkey. He's good at constructing in animals. That, as a start-off character, isn't actually too bad. He's got no health problems. He does apparently have a wife who might turn up at some point. He's incapable of social, intellectual, and artistic. So this guy is basically going to be your combat, your personal combat monkey, and the constructor, and perhaps the animal welfare. Hippo. He's now pyromaniac is the one that you really want to avoid, because they tend to set fire to things, and when you start off with wood, they tend to start causing you more issues than you need. Ooh, hello at this one. Unfortunately, she's got a chemical interest, which means that she'll go for on social drug binges. Trigger happy, less accuracy, but she's got a. I'm going to say no on that one. Chemical fascination, no. Annoying voice. Psychically sensitive. Now, psychically sensitive. Some of the tests and challenges in here end up being psychic things, and sometimes these people get terribly done. Intellectual. Is that a new one? Looks like they got a new skill there as well. I could be wrong. Ooh, fast walker, jealous. Right, okay. We kind of really now, once again, I may cut this unless we find something wonderful and come back to you when I've actually managed to find someone useful. Okay, so we're back. The major reason that I've gone through there is that you also kind of need to balance out your initial team, generally between fighting and all the different sections as well. So it's usually good to have someone who's got a good fighting talent and a very good secondary talent. For instance, with Kenneth Carnazzo here, he's a melee character, but he's also good with animals. So if we have creatures, he's able to train them, and also construction, which is a very important one when it comes there. We've got him down as a fast walker and a careful shooter, which is good because he doesn't shoot, but he will move faster than a normal person. Now, Maverick, we've got a shooter here. She's able to shoot stuff, and she's good at cooking, growing, and artistic. Okay. Then Starry Paramedic, Olga Starry Hampton. She's a medical guy. She's got 11 in her medicine, and she's got 2 at crafting. She's also sanguine and a hard worker. Okay. So, effectively, we'll do those. We can change names over at some point later on, but obviously this is just a taster, so I'm not going to be doing a series like some people do. Okay, here's the thing that it says, that you're never going to get a perfect character. Everyone has flaws, which makes the story more interesting. You can also rename the characters by clicking on their names and then click start when you're ready. So we're going to generate the map now. The 3 of you awake in your crypto sleep sarcophagi. to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land in this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Right. So here we are now in the basic thing. As you can see, it's a very simplistic graphical style, but I like it. I think it gets rid of all the worries about what you need to do in the graphics wise, and lets you concentrate on the gameplay, which I think is really important. Okay, so here you're on the surface. Now try moving the camera around, so you can use the WASD keys or drag with the middle mouse button. Oh, that's good there. That's very good. I'll tell you why later. Just having a quick look around the map. There's another one there. Okay. There's one there as well. Okay, you can also zoom in and out, use the page button and the wheel. So you can pause time, which is spacebar, or by using the time controls on the bottom right down here. Okay, you can also speed up time using the different things. Okay, so now make a stockpile. As you can see across here, there's the bottom loads of things. They're good fun to have a look through, the menus and the works and the tricks. Architects is your basic build one. So we'll go through the architects. We'll try and let you into this there. Okay, so click zone area. So we want to make a stockpile. It's actually telling me where we need to make a stockpile. So let's do what's we're told. Okay. Right, now allow your colonists. Now, the one thing you can do is you can highlight and unforbid. Most things that come down are forbidden. What means by forbidden means that they're not allowed to pick it up. Oh, they won't pick it up. You need to unforbid stuff that comes down, because sometimes things fall from the planet, and you can decide whether your characters will pick it up or not. But what we're doing now is we're unforbidding all the stuff that came down with the ship. 30 medicine. Fast steel knife, which we'll give to... Okay, so now we need to build a room. Which is quite good because that's close to there. Well, we'll just plan this. See, what I'm doing already is I'm already starting to plan based on what I know about the game, but we're supposed to be playing the tutorial, Rich, so let's do the right thing. Okay, so what we've done, we've built walls. We'll put a door in there, and then go to furniture. I'm going to build 3 beds. Let's put one there, and one there. And build a torch lamp inside the room. Oops. Okay. And also for your pets. And sources of joy. Okay. Place a growing zone. Colonists will need someone to eat, so place a growing zone as indicated on the map. This is where your colonists will sow crops. Now where have we put it? Ah, there we go. Okay, you can decide what to plant in your colonies. Right click to exit architect mode. Click your growing zone to select it, and then we decided that on what we were trying to place with rice. Planting rice. Okay, right, have your colonists equip the starting equipment. Right, so now the problem I found with this is that it won't actually let you see who's doing what, but I believe that Carmazzo is the she's a paramedic, so she's the gardener, so we can equip that. And we'll give Starry the bolt action rifle. Right, we need a fueled stove to cook food, so production. As you can see, you've got different sculptor's table, butcher table, hand tailor, electric tailor. Electricity is very important in this game, but there are some alternatives if you have problems, like burning fuel. Oops. Oh yeah, I've done that. Okay. Colonists will need to be told what to cook. Cooking orders, but we need to make sure that everything's built first, so let's just speed everything up. Okay, now we've got that working. I can select it. We go to bills, which are basically jobs, and cook simple meal. And it asks us to do 10, I believe. There we go. So now your colonists will cook some food. Tasty. Next you want to mine some minerals. I've spawned some mineable steel near your base. Select the mine designator and drag over to steel to designate it for mining. So go over there. Orders are effectively you telling your characters what to do. Designate all of this for mining. So we'll just click it. You want to harvest some wood. So we click on the choppy woody. And where does it want me to do it? Or is it saying I can do it anywhere? Designate 10 trees to be chopped down. There we go. There's 10 trees. As you can see, it's been telling them that let me just slow down a second. You can control which colonist does what kind of work. Open the work tab at the bottom of the screen. So you can control who does what kind of work using the checkboxes. Colonists will do tasks in order left to right. Now, firefight. Yes, right. Now this is what's known as a simple area. There is a more complicated area. If I click on that one, you'll notice that each one of them becomes a number. So what we want to do is want to make sure that we put the orders in the way that we want to. Now flick is just light switches, which we won't need to worry about just yet. Handle. Now, as you notice, the priorities are different. One is their immediate priority, so you want to make sure that the first thing they do is firefight and be a patient. Generally, the reason for that is that sometimes they can choose not to do something else rather than get themselves repaired when they're injured. Okay, so we've got Maverick is the guard who's got the relative skills of 2. The nice thing is if you scroll over the person, you can find out who's got the cooking skills. She's got the hunting skills. Yeah. Construct. Right, here's mining. Both of those do mining. This is the gardener. Smithing. Put them both down. Tailoring. So looks like Starry is the only one who can do the research. So that's the important part. Okay. Speaking of research, to advance you need to research new technologies. Build a wooden, simple research bench inside your room. So we go to Architect, Production. And we want a simple research workbench. And we shall put it next to the kitchen. Have that built whilst everyone's sleeping. Right, once they've decided to build, or I can even choose what to research. Until you build research, you will not actually be able to do research. However, you can look at research projects now. So you notice the ones in green here are the ones that we already have done. But I think what I might do is I might look at what's probably the best thing to go for. What's refining? To make chem fuel. We don't need chem fuel just yet. Hydroponics would probably be quite good. So I'll go for that. So we seem to actually have a lot of the really important stuff straight away. So that's quite good. So just click out of that. Okay, next you'll want to learn to expand the home area. Colonists will clean floors and extinguish fires in the home area only and ignore fires or filth outside of it. The home area is added automatically when you build things, but you can also expand it manually. Select the Expand Home Area tool and drag out a new area of the map. So, zone area. So as you can see, you've got all these different styles of zones, and this is the home area so far. So I just want to expand it slightly, so let's put those in there, put that there, and maybe do so like that. Huh? No? Okay, now build a roof area defines where colonists will try to build roofs. It auto-fills when you close a new room, so that should have an auto-filled roof. To select the expand build roof area and drag out the shape of the porch. So we want a porch. There we go. Now you've got basic colony running. Eventually enemies with radial colony, it's time to prepare that. Select sandbags. That's security. Sandbags. And we'll so you're basically making a sandbag fort here. Okay, let's just wait for your construction to be built. Consider using the work to answer more colonist construction. Also, you can speed up time and shorten the wait. Once everything's built, I'll send an attacker to test your defences. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Right. Group of pirates from Trouble Team have arrived nearby. They're attacking immediately. So what we can do there is we can jump to location, and you can see it's just one of them. So click on him. You should be able to see all the stuff that he's got. He's got steel shiv, boom rat leather pants. He's pretty good at melee though. He's a pyromaniac as well. He's going to set fire to us. No. He's got a peg leg. I don't know why I find that funny, but it's not exactly the scariest thing to see coming over the horizon, is it really? Okay, so pause the game by hitting space. Read the red letter in the bottom right stream. Draft your colonists by selecting them. So we can do that. Now if I hold the shift button down, I can drag them all and draft them. Now what you do then is that you can then right click them to positions inside the sandbag. Let's get Kanazo will probably be better here. Maverick there, and Starry is there. Okay. Then unpause, and they should put themselves into position. Let's go a bit faster. Wait for old Peg Leg to come. Where are you, Peg Leg? Oh, here he is. Okay, success. Now undraft all your colonists using the same command as before. So I'll undraft them all by clicking the shift button. You can do it individually, obviously. And that's the end of the tutorial. There's still lots to learn, including the prisoners, hunting, trade, animal taming, and much more. But you've got the basics down. Random incidents were disabled during this tutorial. To begin the real game, open the menu tab at the bottom right, select options, click choose your storyteller, select a storyteller difficult level that appeals to you. Good luck and have fun. So, effectively, that is your tutorial. There are obviously a few more things you can do, like, oh, he's actually still alive. You can actually capture them and put them in prisons. Starry looks like she needs to sleep off some... Okay. Yeah, I can't really do too much after this tutorial because the tutorial's finished, but that's basically it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope what you've seen is something that will make you decide to play the game or buy the game and bring it down. If not, there are plenty of people out there that are playing versions of this game, so please make sure you check more into it, because it is a cool game and it's good fun. I may, depending on just how well received this tutorial is, I may start doing a survival series, but we'll see up until that point. Anyway, I've been Saz, and this is Number One Geek. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon. Ladies, dudes, bye bye.